Many of the cloud security challenges that businesses face are one, the lack of visibility into that cloud service. It takes a lot of work to try to get log information from Microsoft and from Google. But then if you look at other cloud vendors, accounting software or CRM software, trying to find some sort of security log can be very difficult. And not every service necessarily integrates with your security team's software. Another challenge that we face from both security and also data protection is who truly owns that data. If your cloud provider goes out of business, are they on the hook to actually give you that data? If you tell them that you need to leave that product, do they provide that data in a way that you can utilize for other means? When we talk about cloud services, we talk about things like email or file sharing. Those are typically handled by places like Google, Microsoft. Maybe some users are on the Amazon platform. Other services that you might use, accounting, such as Intuit products or CRMs, those are oftentimes still housed on something like Google or Amazon, but there's a third party and being the vendor that you actually are paying for that service. So when we talk cloud, there's nothing magical. Cloud is simply just somebody else's computer and you are leasing space from them. The main advantage to that is that they can take one computer and chop up the services to provide to multiple users. And that allows them to have this economy of scale. For businesses that operate under compliance verticals, there's often a challenge from cloud environments, namely making sure that cloud environment is actually compliant with those requirements. If you have things like HIPAA, you may not be able to use a tool that somebody else would use. And it's important as businesses to investigate those companies, those cloud providers, to find out what information, what data can be stored there, and are they able to meet the compliance challenges. Additionally, another challenge in that is if you are undergoing some sort of compliance audit or assessment or review, you may find that there is a configuration out of place and you might not be able to actually change that configuration because it is held on the side of the cloud provider and could cause you to have to jump through a lot of hoops in order to get it fixed. As more businesses move to the cloud, a lot of the key cybersecurity misconfigurations we see are, first off, the inability to log events, a challenge of having strong passwords and other authentication steps. And also there is the human misconfiguration of now assuming that just because your data is in the cloud, you no longer have any responsibility to protect it. We have seen a lot of issues where the attack takes place on the user's device, but then able to get into the cloud services and make changes or extract information that they shouldn't be able to get to. When we talk about cloud governance practices, it's very important that businesses take a series of steps. First off, assess the current state that you have, define your objectives and principles, and establish roles and responsibility. Once you have figured out where you are by assessing your current state, you are able to then move to where you want to be in setting up your governance program. The other things that happen there or should happen are monitoring and auditing your logs and other information, continued training for your employees to help make sure that some of those cloud misconfigurations don't pop back up or that human error is mitigated. And then we also encourage businesses to continue with the cloud governance because if they are able to lower their risks, it makes it a lot easier for us and other IT companies to be able to protect those cloud services for the business. So it's things like the financial management, the automation, and then a continuous compliance side to things. There's all sorts of like frameworks and stuff that kind of come into that. So if we were to work with a brand new client that had an interest in moving things to the cloud, we would start first by understanding what data they want to place in the cloud and also what is the needed protections for it. If it is simply just some marketing materials, it may not need the level of protection as if it was personally identifiable information, financial data that a company may have,